Okay, people, I'm going to show you how I installed a backup battery, a second battery in the toolbox of my 2019 Tacoma.
The simple diagram you need to install a backup battery in your toolbox or really anywhere else, but I put mine in my toolbox. So the first thing we start with is understanding you have your primary battery. This is in your engine bay, of course, your original equipment, your Toyota battery, if you will. This is your negative terminal. Negative post is always connected to ground. You already have that. You don't need to worry about a thing that's already there. You have your positive tub post. This is going to all your power or your powered stuff. Again, you've already got a cable running off everything. This is already there. Now let's draw what we want to have as our backup battery. This is our main battery over here. Of course, we'll call that main. And this is our backup battery or our aux battery. And again, you have the same two things on this battery, a positive and a negative terminal. This is what you're going to mount in your toolbox, or what I mounted in my toolbox or anywhere else. Okay. And I'm going to draw this wiring connection. And then this is what you have in between. I'll show you a little picture here. A battery tender. I call it a battery tender. It's a one-way flow device that charges your backup battery, but does not draw from it unless your main battery is depleted, and aka a battery dock. I'll show you this a little bit more. What's a little bit unique about this is this also has two posts, but they're not quite positive and negative. They're labeled as main, or consider them as main and aux, okay? And then, of course, this also has a ground that comes off of it. I'll show you where I wired this. This I wired straight to the frame in the engine bay. Simple, there's already an easy place. This is your ground coming off of this. So here's what else you need to connect. It's simple connections. Your spare battery, your backup battery, you're going to install a cable straight to ground. In my case, I ran this through the bottom of my toolbox, through my bed, to the passenger side frame rail by the rear wheel. There's an existing place, easy ground connection. That's simple. This positive to positive, or positive to main to main, if you will. This is underneath, comes straight out like that. Again, simple cable connection. This is underneath the engine compartment. This is maybe 18 inches, 0.2 gauge, battery terminals. I'll show you how I did that. Again, super simple. And then this one is also conceptually very simple. Aux to aux, right there. The only thing different about this is quite a long connection. This is going from the tender underneath the hood. I ran this across the radiator cooler over to the passenger side, down through the engine compartment, down through the passenger side frame rail, underneath, came up through the bed, up through the bottom of my toolbox, and connected to the spare battery. So this one's a little bit tricky in terms of how you run it, but conceptually, it's a piece of cake.
Hey, people, I'm going to show you what the underneath of my hood looks like for this double battery, backup battery install. This is kind of perspective what we're looking at the engine bay. Here's the primary battery. This is the fuse box. And I mounted the battery tender. This is about a $75 tender. Got it on Amazon. Super simple. Came with instructions, including the diagram I showed you before. I just mounted it right here because it was convenient. I just put a Velcro tape on here so I could remove it if I needed to. So let me show you what we got going on here. I referenced, first of all, the ground wire in the diagram. This is pre-installed, and all you can see is I ran this straight up here to this existing bolt. Piece of cake. Came with the connection and everything, fit like a champ. This is the positive, or the main to main, and you can see this right here. I'm just going to trace my finger along it, how it goes straight from the positive terminal. Again, you can see I just double butted that up with the battery terminal, and goes from here to here. Simple as that. You got to be able to do a battery terminal connection, 0.2 gauge wire. I soldered it. Then I got a hydraulic press crimper from Harbor Freight, and then I heat shrunk it. That's a solid connection. That's never going anywhere. And then here is the tricky part. You can see here, this again, hopefully will come in focus, as main and aux like I described to you. This is getting constant power. When it's charging, this light will turn blue right here. And then it's got the override button here in case you ever have a dead battery. Your primary is dead, you just push this and you get all the juice you need from the backup. But this is the aux connection. You can see here, it runs all the way across my upper radiator. I got to tidy this up a little bit. Over to the passenger side. I'm not going to get underneath, it's dark. It goes down through here. You can see where I mounted it out of the way, and I ran it underneath along the passenger frame rail. I'm not going to get under there. You people can do this. Run it up, and then I'm going to show you where it comes up underneath. Again, it's a little dark. So here we are at the back of the truck. Again, running the aux cable from the engine compartment underneath, and here you can see where I came up. I'll try to zoom in here. It's dark outside, apologies. There's two cables. One of those is the aux cable coming up from the engine bay. The other one, I didn't drill perfect holes there, I need to clean that up, but the other one is the negative terminal going back down through the bed and to ground on the frame, and I'll show you where I did that. So one, let's take a look at this on the inside. Again, here's the the positive cable coming up from underneath. Here's the negative cable, and then I just kind of drop back here, showing you where I mounted the negative cable to the frame rail. This is the passenger side rear wheel, and I discovered underneath, once getting under there, there's pretty much mounting places and holes everywhere. Here's a bolt. These two holes already existed. I don't know what the heck they're there for, but I just chose one of those, got a bolt out of my my spare bin, fit perfect, mounted the terminal connection underneath. So that's where I grounded the spare battery to the frame rail. So again, just a couple feet there. People, you can do this. I don't care about the likes. I don't care about subscribing. I don't have a channel. I couldn't find how to do this. I just wanted to share how I did it, and I hope you learned from that. Oops, one more thing. I just finishing up here. The vehicle's on now, and you can see this little red light always stays on, indicating it's getting power from the primary battery. And then this blue light comes on, showing you that it's providing a charge to the aux battery. So there you have it. End of video.